everyone, and welcome back to the Saturday edition of Puppy Sweetness. So we are back in the Lower Mainland with our Hollywood Dogs litter, and I cannot believe how big they've gotten in 2 days. So it looks like we have had a chicken and a fox join the litter. And we thought today we'll just wait for a few people to get tuned in here. But we're just going to introduce the puppies to you. They changed a lot in the past couple of weeks. So we'll just wait a couple minutes here, and Tracy will give you some... Oh, there's a puppy behind. Oh, I guess it's a turkey. A puppy behind the turkey. So
do you want to... The turkey and the fox kind of make crinkly noises as they go through, so you can touch that, Brittany. So
nice.
It kind of makes crinkly noises. So as they crawl around, they kind of feel that different sensation. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, the puppy stitches.
And I'm just holding Marley right now because he was a little bit crabby after he ate. So I just picked him up and we're rubbing his belly a little bit, and he seems to be happy sleeping on me right now.
Nice. I was going to say, I feel like we're missing one.
Yeah. I think they're at the point now where they're starting to regulate their temperature maybe a little bit more, and I feel like they get a little bit warm at times. So they all kind of move away from each other.
Yeah.
At times.
Oh gosh, he's adorable. All right. Thank you, everybody who's joining in. Feel free to post in the comments and tell us where you're watching from. And also feel free to share the seed out to your friends and followers. It helps us get the word out about who Pets is and the work that we do. And today, we were just thinking they're pretty sleepy today. They just finished nursing. They're having a bit of a nap. So we thought we've had lots of new followers coming on each day. So we thought we would kind of reintroduce you to the puppies, give you a glimpse at what they look like now and their names for those of you that are kind of new to watching our daily podcast here. So Tiff is just asking, is the box heated? Yes, there's a heating pad in one corner so that the puppies can move on and off of it.
Can't really see it, but you can see it's kind of underneath all the blankets over in that corner.
So it just kind of keeps one area fairly warm, and it's interesting how the puppies will gravitate towards it. But then if they get too warm, they can just crawl off of it and go to a different part of the box that's a little bit cooler. But the room itself is kept fairly warm. So yeah, both the whales lying on the heating pad. Oh my goodness, the little noises. Okay. So, Tracy, do you want to introduce the puppies to us? I can't see all the colors.
Okay. I'll kind of pick them up maybe. Okay. Can you still hear okay from there?
Yeah.
All right. So just woke up here. This is Marley.
No.
Oh no, Odie. See, there we go. I was looking at Marley and picking up Odie. So this is Odie. He is our little boy. His eyes are open also, but he's sleepy right now, so he's not. There's Odie. And then this is Marley.
Oh my gosh, look how sweet he is.
He's fast asleep. And then we
goodness,
have Nana right here. And our yellow collar. And Chloe. Chloe.
What color is Chloe's color?
Chloe is kind of the light blue or turquoise color. And this is Winn-Dixie, and her eyes have just started to open today. She's the very last one. And she's kind of the little girl here. So her eyes are just starting to open. And then we have Lassie. They're all milk drunk right now. Lassie and Odie, or Benji in the red collar. There, his eyes are open. Hi, buddy. And last but not least is Scooby here.
Oh my goodness.
You can kind of see their fur, how long it is. Can't really see their collars very much anymore.
Yeah. I'm going to have to get some collars over to you. Started those last night.
Ah, love the collars.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So sweet. All right, so we've had a few questions while we've been introducing the pups. So Cindy asked, are they Goldens or Golden Lab crosses? These are purebred Goldens. The dad was from Guide Dogs for the Blind. And of course, Quince is a purebred Golden as well. So it's going to be very interesting to see these little flute balls as they get fluffier. And Debbie says they're so big for 13 days. They are big puppies. They've definitely been growing. I can't believe how much they've grown in the past couple of weeks. So they're just, Quince is obviously doing a great job of keeping everybody fed and growing. And they sleep a lot of the time right now. So those of you that are watching daily obviously can see there's a vast difference between 2-week-old puppies and 5-week-old puppies. And
Benji.
And so Tiff is asking, how often do they feed? No, it's not a fixed schedule. So it's, they will start to kind of get restless and whimper when they're hungry or if they can't find Quince. And then Quince will go in to kind of check on them and nurse them, etc. So they tend to kind of nurse on demand at this stage. So, and it's a pretty consistent schedule of eat, sleep, have mom give them a bath, eat, sleep, etc. So they're not doing a whole bunch at this age except growing and developing all the things that they will need. So even their crawling around right now is building muscle, and they're starting to, right now they're very sleepy, but they're starting to get up on all 4 feet and lift their bodies off the ground. So you're going to see a quite drastic change in these guys over the next week as they start to get more mobile and start to play with each other, which will be coming probably in the next week or so, is kind of those first attempts to kind of interact with each other once their eyes and their ears are open. So if you're just dialing in, Tracy was saying that the last puppy, was it Winn-Dixie?
Yeah, Winn-Dixie. Yeah.
Is the last one whose eyes are just starting to open now. So then we'll have everybody with their eyes and ears open, and you'll start to see more changes coming along.
So Tara, I actually have a question. Can we assume that if their eyes are open, that all their ears have opened at the same time?
I'm going to have to get back to you. I think that it happens about a day later.
Okay.
I'll have to double check with Jackie, because my recollection is that one came first, and now that you're saying that, I'm opening our little booklet right now just to double check, because in my head it's within a day or so with their eyes opening that they can hear. And then somebody else was just asking, somebody else was just asking a question here. 1 second. Does Quinn spend much time with him when not feeding, bathing, or does she stay fairly separate? I think probably the biggest thing for Quince is it gets very warm in the box. The puppies are starting to regulate their body temperature better now. So in the next week or so, we'll be able to kind of remove the heating pad, etc. But she does like to lie on the cool floor in the hallway when puppies are sleeping. But she's a really good mom and quite attentive to them. So she's never far from them, except when she goes out to go to the bathroom, etc. So she is nearby here. So
Yeah, she's just actually right behind us on the floor. She has a little spot she likes to lay when she's done all her duties.
Nice.
There she is.
Cutie pie.
Some fast camera work there.
Yeah. So once their eyes open, it is important to know, though, that like they're not really able to like track things that are moving, etc. Like they're just starting to see and develop, and just like babies, these things kind of develop over time. So when human babies are born, their ability to focus is kind of limited. And I think somebody once told me it's about 14 to 18 inches, which is the distance to their mother's face when they're nursing. So I thought that was really fascinating. I don't know with puppies what that distance is, but it's not much, like, because they often won't see things until it's right in their field of vision. And for example, if you were to throw a toy for an adult dog, they'd very easily be able to track the movement of that object with their eyes. But with these guys, if you were to throw something, it basically just disappeared. So because they're not able to kind of track that yet. Hello, Suzanne. Suzanne says hi, Tracy.
Hello.
And Sarah's asking, Tracy, how much are you enjoying having the puppies right now?
Oh, it's wonderful. It's a great distraction for us right now, to be honest. We just kind of woke up this morning jokingly saying, so what are we going to do today? Because usually without puppies, you try to do stuff on the weekends, but can't really do that right now. So it's been a wonderful distraction. It gives us something to focus on and enjoy, and gives us a little bit of structure too, because things need to be done at a certain time, which is good.
Nice. Well, I know Robin and Ty were saying the same thing, that it's nice to have that little moment, those moments in the house where, you're not quite as focused on your lack of ability to go out, because often as breeder caretakers, we tend to stay home more when we have litters on the ground. But they are the most adorable little distractions.
Yeah.
So Tiff is asking, does someone stay in the room with them overnight?
Yeah, well, so for us, we are right next door, so we can hear them. So we're very, very close to them. But depending on different people's setups, I know some will stay right in the room or very close by.
Yeah. So the puppies right now are in kind of one of the upstairs bedrooms, and so that's a nice setup. Not all of our breeder caretakers have that luxury. So I know in Robin and Ty's case, the puppies are on like the main floor of their house. When I've had puppies, they've been on the main floor. So with some of my litters, I slept on the couch for a lot of weeks, and because we do want to be close enough to hear these guys kind of throughout the night, but they don't necessarily need a whole bunch. It's more just to kind of keep tabs on them and make sure everything's okay. We don't like to focus on the doom and gloom, but puppies can go from looking perfectly fine to not being okay very, very quickly. And so that's one of the reasons why we tend to them 24/7 at this age, is just so that if anything does start to go sideways, we know as early as possible. So they have very vulnerable little immune systems. So this whole idea of self-isolation and washing your hands and changing your clothes and all those kinds of things, that is becoming very commonplace to everyone right now. So if you leave your house to go get groceries, etc., I know at least at our house, when we come home, we change and kind of go into house clothes, so to speak. And with puppies, our breeder caretakers, that's pretty much par for the course for the time that they have baby puppies on the ground, because they're basically immunocompromised, so they don't have really strong immune systems. It's also why we don't allow visitors, except this kind of visiting, with our baby puppies, is so that we make sure that they all stay nice and healthy, and we're not introducing new germs into the environment that they don't have immunity against yet. All right. Does anybody have any more questions? We'll stay on for about another minute or so, and then we'll be back tomorrow from the helicopter litter in Calgary, who are very much on the go and hitting into the training weeks of their breeder caretaking. They're now 5 weeks old, and those guys are getting very active and busy, so you get to see their little personalities starting to emerge. Although it's interesting at six weeks old, I would say their personalities are starting to catch glimpses, but they change a whole bunch in the last couple of weeks before they leave. So you're very welcome, Sarah. And thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And feel free, once we publish this, feel free to share it out to your followers and invite them to watch tomorrow. I know I've gotten a lot of comments back at PADS from people who have just said it's really nice to have something online that brings a little bit of sanity and a little bit of joy into the midst of everybody's day and having some of that structure. So be sure to share the love with your friends and family as well. And if you have any questions that you want us to answer on tomorrow's broadcast, feel free to post them in the comments here, and we're more than happy to try and answer those for you. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.